Hi, I'm Tim of the Watchbox. Welcome aboard and thanks for logging on today. If you love this watch, reach out to me directly, tmosso at thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below, your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see here on our channel or our website. Reach out to me directly, tmosso at thewatchbox.com. And today we are discussing the most rarefied, stratified, and exotic of the standard production FP Journe Tourbillon Souverain. This is the Tourbillon Souverain Black Label, a boutique exclusive available only to previous FP Journe owners, and then only 2 examples of each model per year. This is a series that started in 2008 featuring a combination of black dial, platinum case, and the utmost in exclusivity. 40 millimeters in platinum, the watch is 10 millimeters thick, so it slides easily under a cuff. 48.2 millimeters from lug to lug. It features a standard 20 millimeter lug spacing, so it will fit a huge range of OEM and aftermarket straps. Throw it on the wrist, and a combination of platinum with a rose gold movement, you do feel the heft. It's exactly what you imagine an ultra luxury watch would feel like and look like. High polish, spectacular, dial side tourbillon, power reserve, time, and deadbeat seconds. As you can see, narrow across the wrist with tightly downturned lugs. It'll fit a wrist as small as 13.5 centimeters circumference, so it's a good complication for smaller wrists. Easily sliding underneath the cuff, no problems there. Taking a closer look at the strap, let's talk about the hardware and the software. The strap is large alligator leather, large scale on the top, with a monotone stitch and a folded edge. You can see on the underside, FP Journe factory strap, small round scale alligator on the bottom. It's more expensive than calfskin, but it lasts longer, and this watch is worth the extra expense. Pull tab spring bars, so you can quickly and easily remove the straps just by pulling on the tabs and releasing the spring bars. And then a matching platinum pin buckle, FP Journe branded. Rolling around to the flank of the case, you can see the lugs are sharply downturned, almost 90 degrees from the horizontal of the case band, so the fit is excellent. You'll also note a Calatrava-like integration of lug and case band, with the mid case defined by the lip of the case back and the lip of the bezel. The bezel, like the rest of the case in bright polish, features a domed profile, and then you roll around to the crown side and you can see that characteristic Journe double dimple knurled crown. It's a pleasure to wind. And when you do wind, you can see that the power reserve at 12 o'clock moves backwards. It moves towards 0. So when fully wound, the power reserve will indicate 0. This means 0 hours since the watch was fully wound. It's inspired by vintage marine chronometers, which needed to be wound exactly 24 hours apart each day. As a result, it was more important to know how long since the last winding than how much power reserve was remaining. So this is a chronometer style power reserve. Deadbeat seconds down at 6 o'clock, that's run off the remontoir constant force device, and the constant force device meting out 1-second bursts of energy from the mainspring barrel to the escapement for the tourbillon. The tourbillon beats away at 21,600 vibrations per hour. It is adjusted in a high horology plus 6 positions. Remember, chronometer in high horology is generally 5 positions. This is a rare use of an overcoil hairspring on a Journe watch to ensure concentric beating in any position and thus better timekeeping. And you can see the double screw Geneva stud holder. This is also a free sprung balance. Now you'll note the finish is exquisite. Black polish on the bezel framing the indications. You can also see there are dial side bolts coined by Journe in the 1990s, initially lambasted by critics. Today, universally acclaimed and copied by everyone. Only Journe was first with that trick. You can see there's black polish on the bezel framing the functions, as well as the filigree style or wire structure tourbillon carriage. There's also a continuously rounded specular or mirror finished half bridge for the balance. Now turn the watch over, and you can see that the black polish continues on the remontoir mechanism. You can see that there is a 1-second burst and a pawl system based on this linear titanium spring, and then a secondary escapement that transmits the power in 1-second bursts from the mainspring barrel under this ratchet wheel to the escapement itself, which pivots on the tourbillon carriage. This 26 jewel movement is constructed entirely of rose gold 18 karat, meaning it is simply an embarrassment of riches. Mirrored anglage on the edge of the bridges. This is finished to a slightly higher standard than a conventional Journe Chronomètre Souverain or Chronomètre Bleu. You can see Côte de Genève across the bridges. There is solar satin finish on the wheels, and there's a lovely pocket watch inspired swan's neck click spring, and you can see it has a wonderful action that is evocative of the pocket watches of the Valet de Jeu during the 1880s and 1890s. You'll also appreciate the use of 30-meter water resistance, which is standard for the dress watch class, but it's nice to know that you can splash it by accident to no untoward effect. Now, double hallmarks as well as the maker's mark of Eleanor. Eleanor is that large diamond underneath my finger. That was the Paris metropolitan area manufacturer that built Journe's cases from his earliest pocket watches in 1983 through to about 2008 when he bought the company and moved it to Geneva. As a result, you can see the Eleanor maker's mark, but then also the hallmarking of French precious metal, as the watch case would have been made in France, then imported to Switzerland, so you have both the Swiss and the French hallmarks. You can also appreciate the fact that since the Black Label collection started in 2008, and this watch features the Eleanor marks, which were phased out around 2008, it's a little bit of a confluence of two things that are rarely associated, so the watch is rare and collectible on that basis alone. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details of this rare and definitive FP Journe complication.